Peace and love. So in this video, we'll be bringing forward messages and guidance for those that are experiencing love, or maybe questioning love, or just be thinking about love, or have love on their hearts. Now, this will obviously just be a collective love reading, or a love reading for all signs under the zodiac, and we'll just be having a look to see what energy has to present to you today. Now, if any of the messages do resonate, then please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and join my journey. If not, it's no worry. There's information in the description box below if you are considering a personal. I also channel Gaia, some celebrity energies, the Ascended Masters, and I also do readings for each sign of the zodiac on this channel. So if you're interested in any of that, you can have a look on through the playlist. So we're just going to get into this read and just see what energy has to present to you on love. So we're going to begin with the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck and see what messages we have coming forward. Ideal course of action. When that card came out, what I was hearing was questioning, and what it was feeling like, it was about questioning what our ideal course of action is, what love looks like for us, and how love would feel for us. There's also an element of questioning whether love is something that is necessary or needed at this time, or whether love will actually elevate or increase your experience at this time. There could be like a Leo that you may be dealing with, or somebody that's a fire sign. But for some reason, it's like this fire sign of this individual is really small. I don't know, maybe that could mean that they're very quiet, or they're not necessarily showing up or making their feelings known. But there's something to do with that this person's ready to bloom, they're ready to maybe express, or ready to show deeper parts of themselves, but it's like a element of fear, an element of worry, not wanting to put their neck out there. It's almost like they just have their feet firmly stuck in one position, like there's an element of them not being willing to kind of expand and go further out. Inner truths. So I'm getting there's something to do like this person or people being stuck within their mind space. There's an element of like shadow or shadow work, but it's like the candle has been found, or the light within the dark has been found. So like maybe that this individual has realised their sense of direction, realised which path they want to take. They've realised their ideal course of action, whether they're going to go through this door, or this door. For some reason, it feels like making a decision from within, questioning something from within. And I'm also getting something to do with love and your child self, or the child self. But it's like the child self smiling, almost like rooting for you, or rooting for this love, or rooting for your knowing of a sense of direction. But there's something about you needing to like jump on the ship, jump on the boat and allow the current to take you where you need to go. It's almost like not to focus on maybe the final destination, but trust that the current of the water is going to take you to your final destination, and whatever destination that is the correct one for you. I'm getting also like music to the ears. Maybe like this person's voice is music to your ears, or something's going to sound like music. Maybe being asked out on a date or something to do with this person. Trust your own understanding. Okay, so there's something to do with like taking off the mask. I'm hearing stop lying to yourself. There's something to do with hearing though. Something very significant to do with hearing. Let's pull a card from the tarot and see if we can figure out what this element of hearing is. I'm also getting now, like, is it the sound of love? And I'm being shown, like, somebody in, like, two people having sex and the noises that they make. Is it genuine? But not just that, it's also about in communication, just in conversation. Are there replies? Are those replies of love, or are those replies, do they reflect, are they a reflection of somebody that's in love when they speak to you, or something to do with listening? Trust your understanding. Trust that when someone says something and you feel that it's backhanded, or that you can feel kind of the undercurrent of what is trying to be expressed, trust that. I feel like somebody may like express their truth regarding love, or may show you their true colours in terms of how they actually feel about you or about love, but it's like whether if we don't want to accept something, we are not going to accept it. If we don't want to see something, we are not going to see it. If we don't want to hear something, we're not going to hear it. But it's almost like there's a coming to a point where you have no choice but to hear. You have no choice but to see. You have no choice but to remove the mask, to see what's really there, to see what this person is expressing. And now I'm getting the line, when someone shows you their true colours, believe them. When someone shows you who they really are, believe them. Trust your own understanding. So we have the Eight of Cups coming out, and this was to clarify the trust your own understanding. Sorry, it was to clarify actually the hearing. Okay, but first we'll get back to the hearing part in a moment. But the trust your own understanding, it's like, it's more so trusting that the universe most definitely has got your back. It feels like you know that the universe has your back. You know that here on earth, in terms of physicality and the experience that we are experiencing, it's kind of a co-creative experience with physical energies and physical beings, but also energetic beings, also the universe and the parts of the universe that we cannot see. And it's like waiting for your stars to align, for you to be directed in where to go, listening to your spirit guides, listening to your higher self, listening to your gut, trusting your understanding, trusting the guidance that you're being given, trusting the guidance that feels true to your heart and true to your being. But with this ER part, there's an element of like, kind of, I want to say, you being spoken to. Now, this could be maybe suitors or people that may find you attractive or may kind of basically want to get with you. But it's almost like you don't see them, you're not looking, but there's going to come a point where you're going to have no choice but to hear. You're going to have no choice but to see who's trying to communicate with you. And also I'm getting like there's a gentler energy around you, someone that's maybe sweeter. See, now they're saying there's always somebody sweeter, but it's quite often we never want the sweet, we go for the bitter. That's so weird. What 1111, as I just looked up, what energy was just showing me was there's like a tea or a coffee, and it's like it's really bitter, but when you get to the bottom, there's like all the granulated sugar that's not melted fully, that's not dissolved fully, and it's so sweet at the bottom. It's like we choose the bitter because when you get elements of sweetness, it's like ultra sweet, it's ultra happiness, it's ultra I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like, because something's so bitter, when you have good times, the good times are magnified. I'm not sure, because as I'm channeling these messages and just expressing, it's like everything's coming out choppy. I don't feel like there's a sequence to the messages or like a current story, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping that like the messages are being heard and received. So we have the Sun card. For some reason, it's like love is about to get a lot more adventurous for many. It feels like a lot of individuals' focus is on love, and when their love's going to come, and when are they going to be supported? When is somebody going to take care of them and kind of bring them from A to B? But there's some fear, and it feels like fear of kind of losing the self, a fear of kind of not knowing what direction to go in, again with the ideal course of action. Okay, so we have Six of Cups. So again, energy of children. You could also be thinking about children at this time. There could be children around you. I'm hearing adoption. I'm getting also like static electricity. I don't know why, but I'm seeing like children's hair like going, flowing. I don't know what that means. Nine of Wands. With this ideal course of action card coming out at the beginning, I'm now being brought back to it, and I'm being told the ideal course of action is not just like deciding on ideas of love and how love is for you and what path to take or who to go with or what relationship to take or which one to kind of develop more. It's ideal course of action as in there is more than one type of love that's occurring at this time. They're making me aware that for some it's a union between them and another person, but for others it's a union between themselves and the light, with the light being behind this person supporting them. For some it's a union with a friendship, and I'm also getting for others it's a union with their pet, a love relationship with their pet. Yes, definitely, with this guy holding this bird in his hand, King of Swords, a love relationship with animals. And really it's like the relationships at this time, no matter what, they all have a potential to kind of expand us and to, I want to say like, help us grow more than ever at this time. There's something to do with like the energy of love or the essence of love being incredibly healing at this time, whether that's coming from like a partner that we're in sexual relations with, whether it's a friend that we just have a very intimate loving relationship with, whether it's with a sibling, whether it's an animal, whether it's a even like I'm getting like even a TV show. Your love for something is healing at this time. Our love for anything at this time is healing. When you feel the energy of love, it's healing. For some reason, they just keep saying like love's healing at this time, and it's not that love's not healing at other times. But right now, they're saying the energy of love is very healing, very potent, very significant. Okay. So we just had like the wheel of the year. For some reason, I'm getting everybody's at this time. Everybody gets the opportunity to experience love, and again, it's going back to the fact that because it's not just about love between a person and another person. It's about love in terms of any kind of experience of love. It could even be love for food. King of Wands. Again, going back to that decision making. And I'm being told it's like, what is your ideal kind of love? Everyone thinks of love as having to be with them and a person, but what is your ideal kind of love? What is the highest vibration of love that you feel within yourself? What is it that makes you feel the highest vibration of love? Is it food? Is it a TV program? Is it a friendship? Is it a sexual relationship? Is it a pet? It's like coming to terms with the fact that you don't have to experience love the way that society or everybody else says to. Let's pull one final card from the tarot. 10 of Wands. For some reason, I'm just getting like people will go forward more focusing on just love in terms of the essence of it, in terms of feeling it from within, in terms of feeling it throughout their body rather than searching for it in another person. Many will still obviously find love in people, but I just feel like there's a sense of finding love in more than just people at this time, and that's going to be something that's going to increase throughout basically our lifetime on earth, that people are going to find love in more than just people. And I'm even getting like, even in a rock, the essence of love is in a rock, in a stone, in a jacket, in a letter, in an envelope. There's just something about people and us finding love in, I want to basically everything really. They're saying it's like, it's going to unity consciousness. It's to do with all of that, to do with oneness and wholeness. Let's pull some final cards from, let's go with the Moonology Oracle deck and pull one or two final cards just to clarify or close out this read. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Okay. So I'm getting that this is like the first shift in perspective on love. And I'm getting the first transmission on the shift in perception of love. So maybe I might have to do more of these videos in terms of like love or something to do with love. But it's almost like this is the first half or the initiation or something to do with the start of the evolution of love or how love is felt. And there's also something to do with like the truth of love, especially with all this purple within this card. It's like your third eye, seeing love differently. And for some reason now I'm getting like the moon shines rays of love down on earth, down on us. Let's pull one final card. Let's go with this one. A new start is coming. Conclusions are within reach at the bottom of the deck. So basically we're heading towards, and it's already happening really, and I believe actually Left Eye brought through the message in her channeled video of men changing and the way that they express love or the way that they feel love, or something to do with men and love and that developing and them becoming more authentic in their expression of love. Again, it's like we're heading towards a space where we're able to feel love on a deeper level, on a more of a whole level of feeling it from things outside of us. And also when I say outside of it, it's almost like, again, going back to not just in other people. It's easy for us to love other people because like another person is basically like a reflection of us. It's still very much so, I want to say it's like not, sometimes it's like when you love somebody else, it's almost like you're not loving outside of yourself, if that makes sense, because it's another human physical being. A lot of people are able to disconnect from animals, plants, and like just other aspects of nature, but they can't disconnect from humans. You know, it's easy for people to say like animals don't have feelings or plants don't have feelings, and we can do this to animals and plants, but they wouldn't say the same for humans because they can't disconnect. They can't go outside of themselves, if that makes sense. But there's this energy of being able to find the love in all things, and I'm not saying that's going to happen instantly, but it's almost like this is the shift or something to do with just the perspective change on love and how love is seen and felt and how people can receive love from many different things, and people are realizing that the essence of love doesn't have to come from a person, it can come from this bottle of pop or these cards. But I think we're going to leave this video here on love for those who resonate with this video, for all signs, for the collective. I thank you for being present with me. I thank you for joining me. I thank energy, my guides. Peace and love. Ashe.